Cyborg unleashing now on Koonin. Punches and kicks, and Koonin now backing away, finally goes again for the takedown, but the power of Cyborg just slams her to the mat. She is having none of that, and really Cyborg's size and strength beginning to play a factor here. A nice body shot delivered by the champion, and now continuous shots to the body of Marlis Koonin.
Those are brutal. Mauro, you said it. It's the power, because the jiu-jitsu, well, it's not a jiu-jitsu match. It's a MMA match, and the power of Cris Cyborg and her cardio, which we question. A lot of people question that. What's going to happen after the second round? Here we are in the third round, and Cyborg looks as fresh as ever.
And it will be interesting to see what happens should this go to the championship rounds, because you're right. So far, Cyborg doing a very good job of just making everything count, controlling Koonin, and really just frustrating the Dutch fighter.
Koonin had a lot of pride in her claims to stand up with Cyborg, but I think those have been pretty much shut down. And we're going back to her strength, that female Rickson Gracie thing. They couldn't have been more true. You always revert, Frank, don't you? Yep. Back to what got you there in the first place.
Yes, sir. Ring that bell. You go back to what you know.
Well, and we saw earlier tonight in that middleweight fight between Robbie Lawler and Melvin Manhoef how one-sided a fight can be, but then just like that, the tables can turn. And for Marlis Koonin, she needs to see some sunshine peek through that window, because right now, this female champion from Brazil is casting an ominous shadow.
She's sneaking that right leg up.
But you're right, Cyborg is pushing that guard up. She's staying right in the middle of position, so her arms aren't vulnerable, so her head's not vulnerable.
And now, right hands from a distance. Koonin just swivels. And really, I think she's right now at a loss. She's frustrated, discombobulated. Oh, but there, as we mentioned, pops back up as Cyborg goes down momentarily. Oh, what a right hand by Koonin, and Cyborg doesn't even flinch. Wow.
She didn't even flinch.
And the funny thing is, both these women, there's a hurricane kick by Cyborg just outside of Miami, home of the Hurricanes. And, you know, both these women train with men at their respective camps because, well, frankly, they're just too tough for most of the ladies in their area. And now, ground and pound from Cyborg.
One good thing we saw from Koonin, now she's getting beat up.
Shelling up now, and Cyborg looking to finish it here in round 3, a minute and a half. Referee imploring Koonin to do something before he stops this fight. Is Cyborg on the cusp of defending her title? And it's over. Cyborg remains champion.
Wow.
That's a big statement, because Marlis Koonin is a really, really good fighter, and she completely dominated her on the ground.
Mauro, she is unstoppable. Who does she fight next? Who do we have for this machine that is Cyborg?
Well, after a performance like that, who would want to sign up? But I can tell you that Erin Tohill, another female MMA pioneer, a member of the Strikeforce roster, she definitely watching with vested interest. And again, a woman who has been around for a long time. But for Cris Cyborg right now, I mean, wow, she's amazing.
People had questions about her cardio. Those questions were answered by this performance.
And how? Recording her 7th TKO victory for Marlis Koonin. Back to the drawing board.
Muito bom. Fez muito bem o dever de casa, muito bem. Tu é foda.
Well, Koonin was certainly a game fighter, and she literally tried everything in her arsenal, from up kicks to heel kicks to leg trips. I mean, she really pulled out every technical thing she could to try to beat Christiane Cyborg. But Cyborg is just far too strong. The firepower, the ability to sustain a punch. That was a massive punch. Christiane shakes it off like it was nothing. And here in the end, it's just way too much Cyborg. Just the position of power, the ability to strike down. This is how Gina Carano was taken out. This is how she's taken out every other girl in the women's division.
You know what? If I were Marlis Koonin, I might want to consider going back to 135. There's another tournament coming up for Strikeforce. Sarah Kaufman, Takeo Hashi going to vie for the first title. I think she's best served at 135 because Cris Cyborg has proven that she is the lady to beat at 145. Wow. All right, here is the official decision now from Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 3 minutes 40 seconds in round number 3. Our referee in charge, George Ortiz, stops the contest due to strikes. She is the winner by way of technical knockout. She is still the Strikeforce World Women's Lightweight Champion, Cris Cyborg.
Thank you.
Here's the fight professor standing by with the champ.
Okay, Cris, how excited are you about this victory?
Como é que você tá? Tá excitada sobre essa vitória?
Estou muito feliz, treinei muito, me preparei muito e
I'm very happy. I prepared myself very much. I trained a lot.
Now, she gave you quite a stare down at the weigh-ins. How did that affect you? Did that motivate you at all?
Ela apanhou bastante. Isso te motivou bastante?
motivou que eu pude mostrar pouco mais de mim.
It motivated me. It motivated me a lot because I could show myself a little more.
Was she the toughest fighter that you've ever faced?
Ela é a maior lutadora que você já pegou até agora?
Acho que sim.
I think so.
Why?
Por quê?
Ela tinha um bom cartel de luta e acredito também que ela tem bastante coração e admirei muito com ela na pesagem. Acredito que o MMA feminino precisa disso.
Because she's got a lot of game in her, she has a lot of techniques, and she's got a great heart. And I've admired her from the weigh-in, and MMA has a lot to get from her.
Cris, congratulations, a fantastic victory, and good luck to you. Let's hear it one more time, Cris Cyborg. And now let's throw it down to Jen Brown.
Thanks, Steven. I'm here with Brett Rogers. Now, Brett, last time we